Yes. So we have Lion Dr. Jeewantha Perera from Sri Lanka, Colombo. He's a master trainer. He is also an MBA from London. He also is a doctorate in the psychology and philosophy. Amazing individual, a person who vibrates positivity, a person, a great philosopher, and also most importantly, an excellent human being. A Lion member from Colombo. Please invite, and would very, very happy to have Lion Jeewantha Perera. I would request Jeewantha to please switch on your webcam, and I'm going to give you controls of the presentation. Wonderful,
Before
Jeewantha. Thank
Jeewantha
you.
comes in, I have a small announcement to make. Am I heard?
Yes, you are. Please go on, sir.
This is for our attendees. My sincere apologies that the chat box is not currently working. So you can participate only by sending your questions. There is no internal chat possible on this particular webinar. So you can put your questions, which we will try and address depending on the time available. Or you can raise your hand and let's see if time permits, we will unmute you or take the questions as they come. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Jeewantha. Dr. Jeewantha, you need to unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Please go on, Dr. Jeewantha.
Right.
Please go on.
Now can heard by everyone?
You can use it from your laptop. Thank you.
Right, done. Hi, great day, my dear friends, everyone. It's really interesting to see a capacity, crowded audience, almost 500 from several countries. It's really interesting. We have got a great opportunity to spend some time to discharge, to change our life for a better. It's a great opportunity. So today I'm going to talk you on the opportunity that we get these days, right? So are you ready, friends? Great. Right. Can you give the access to mouse access to me?
Yes, Jeewantha, it's with you. Yeah, you can do it. You're doing it. Thank you. Go on.
No, Anand, it's not working.
Okay, you continue. I'll keep changing. Don't worry.
So I'll remind you to click
Yes.
when I want
Yes,
to click it.
Yes,
Right.
yes. Please continue.
No problem. Right.
Yeah,
One
you can
day.
just say next.
Right. Friends, don't worry. I'll share you start my session with a small story. One day, during in a sunny morning, so one day during a sunny morning, a little girl was going to her father her father's farm, um, closer to her house. When she was walking through her father's farm, she noticed a caterpillar was eating a leaf of a vegetable plant which her father planted. She was very sad to see as the caterpillar is eating the leaf so faster. So she shouted to her father and requested to remove the caterpillar. But father smiled and explained her, even though the caterpillar do a simple damage to the plant now, the benefits the entire world get is more than the direct damage. So father explained the benefits that the system, through the system that they get, but the little girl couldn't understand it. So father explained the stages of a life cycle of a butterfly. Next slide. Right. So you will see the life cycle of a butterfly. Dear friends, we know a grown butterfly lay eggs, and when the eggs hatches, caterpillar comes from the egg. We call it scientifically as larva. Then this larva or the caterpillar eats few leaves within a very short period of time and grow faster. After few days, caterpillar convert to become a pupa in a cocoon. Life in the cocoon is the crucial period in the entire life cycle of the butterfly. A caterpillar changed to a pupa to convert totally to be a beautiful butterfly. Dear friends, it is happening in a restricted environment in the cocoon. The pupa goes through many challenges to be a beautiful butterfly. Can you imagine the drastic changes happening to the caterpillar to be a butterfly? This butterfly who comes out after the transformation becomes a friend of the farmer by helping the pollination process and also helping the world by adding beauty to the environment. Don't you think for a moment that you and me also like the pupa in a cocoon during these days? We all are facing this pandemic situation and restricted to our own cells. Can we have the same process of transformation of the caterpillar to the beautiful butterfly to be a champion individual? But we need to come out from the philosophical cell to change ourselves. Dear friends, we have got the great opportunity now to convert ourselves like to be a beautiful butterfly. For what? To add value to the world. Today, I invite all of you to think, plan, and act to change for better, like the caterpillar or the pupa in the cocoon. Next. Right. These days, many of my friends used to explain. They explain me that it is a problem of living in a restricted environment. Yes, it's true. Even you get the same feeling that you are restricted. It's true to every human being because human nature is to maintain relationship. But what is vital here? Vital point is to understand what is the real problem in it. The problem is nothing else. The changes happen temporary to our habits, our behaviors, and our day-to-day activities, isn't it? If we seriously looking at the problem, you will see the great opportunity created within the problem. If you seriously looking at this, you will understand the great opportunity within the problem. Dear friends, if you look at every problem we face in our lives, if we see these problems through our positive eyes, problem is always a blessing, and it's a new opening in our lives, which have created many new opportunities. Today, I invite all of you to find the great opportunity that we all can create ourselves during this pandemic situation. I know it's not very difficult, but challenge is to identify the opportunities, because it is a process. Actually, it's not an event. So it's a process that we have to get into this process. So the challenge is always to be changed. So the change is always a challenge. Finding opportunities in difficult times is also a challenge. We have to understand that. In all our lives, the most difficult task is to challenge the process. It's to challenge the process. Anand, I just put this clicker, then you change the, you click, right? No, it's a previous one, right? When I show this, you can click, right? Great. So the great leaders have always challenged the process. The creative and innovative approaches within a positive framework is the way forward. So our challenge is to search for opportunities by seeking innovative ways to change, grow, and improve. So what is needed here is to change, grow, and improve. How can we find this great opportunity? If we need to convert these current challenges to a great opportunity, we need to follow a process. I know many of us don't like to go through difficult processes. Dear friends, this is a very simple process. It's a simple 5-stage easy process. I call it cell go process, in order to remember easily by all of us. Friends, this is, you can't find this process, a cell go process, anywhere, because it's my own process which I created and putting forward to you. Because what is needed is all the cells within us, which we feel that we are in a cell, but we have to push ourselves, accept as a challenge to push our cell, which we feel we are restricted, and allow all our cells to go forward. So it's the cell go process, right? So you will realize at the end of my presentation that we have forgotten or not taken as seriously many of these simple steps. Challenge is going through in this process with due respect. With due respect to many of you, I know most of you practice some of these steps, but not as in a process, right? The first point is, which is in the screen now. First challenge in the cell go process is to challenge ourselves, change ourselves to find the great opportunity, is to be clean. Clean what? Start from ourselves. It starts from ourselves. So it has to start from you and me. I saw a recent photograph of one of my good friends very recently, day before yesterday. He was working from home these days, but he has not trimmed his beard nicely and not even combed his hair. I know, of course, I don't have that problem about hair, but even he has not combed his hair. Here, what I wanted to emphasize is to be smart always, irrespective of any situation. It should be the best basic practice that we start the day with positive energy. Even during these days, clean ourselves and be ready as we are working in the office or in business or even having a meeting with our best client. If we want to change ourselves during these days to be the great individuals, maintain our smart, clean atmosphere, appearance. Now, I take your focus to the another area. I invite all of you to take a little time today to clean all our electronic devices. We can start it today, without postponing as usual. If you check our own mobile, how many apps, videos, images, many stuff that we are keeping, which is not adding any value. Here you will see sometimes if your mobile is seen like this, check your laptop or desktop. Is your desktop or laptop is looking like that? Is it like this? How many files just saved? Sometimes we will be surprised to see some of the outdated reports and records are still remain with us, which is no value at all. Even some important documents are not arranged and saved properly. The damage is not only having garbage, but the difficulty of having a quick reference to a very important document or to an urgent important information. Create a timeline. I invite all of you to create a timeline by yourself and clean it. So the next point is clean our environment. Also highly important. Clean our environment also very important because it is starting with our table where we are working at home these days, right? Is your table looks like this, right? It should always clean like an office table. When your table is clean and arranged methodically and orderly, it would increase your positive energy. Not only your table. This applies to any area, any other area that you are working these days. Develop a practice to clean and arrange it daily. Last point, and but not the least, right? The very important point, clean your mind. This is very important more than anything else. My dear friends, mind is the power of every human. Every human. Are we in this situation? We all should have a clear mind. We should have a clear mind. Without mind clutter, remove all negative emotions. We can develop many practices to clean our mind, right? We can do a lot of things. We can have different types of physical exercises, spiritual exercises, meditation, yoga, or breathing, or listening to positive stories, listening to classical music, many things. I want to tell all of you all that clean our mind is the foundation of our success journey. So the next challenging point is eliminate waste. If you want to find the great opportunity during these days, it's us to eliminate waste. Some of you may have doubts whether waste can be eliminated or can be reduced. If we take an effort, we can eliminate waste. Friends, if we reduce it, we will remain at least with a little. That remained little will create a negative impact on our productivity. Therefore, it's highly important of elimination of waste than reducing. So the important point is whether we waste time. Every human, irrespective of his knowledge, employment, or social status, or even income level, they have same 24 hours for a day. Then what would be the reason that some individuals have achieved excellence, but some in difficulty? What is the main reason? I believe it's because they are not organized themselves to be in success. So the managing time without wasting it is the important factor to be in success. We have to eliminate many time wasting activities. I invite all the lions to take time and learn the time management module in the Lions Learning Center of Lions Club, the international website, which give a lot of insights to you all. How important is managing our time. So the next point which I want to emphasize is waste of self-energy. Self-energy is a live wire of the human life. We have to avoid all activities related to wasting our self-energy. Dear friends, fear is one of the critical factor waste our creative energy. We should remove fear of failure from our lives. Face challenges with self-confidence. Face challenges with self-confidence is very important. Each time when we have doubts on ourselves, we block our mission of finding solutions and opportunities. For what? If we finding solutions and opportunities by ourselves, it can change our whole life. So if we are missing on that, we are damaging our future. When we are living with any negative emotions such as hatred, sadness, anger, guilt, or jealousy, depression, frustration, or negative thinking, we waste all our self-energy. So we should not allow these elements to destroy our success journey. Dear friends, it to destroy our willpower, innovation, creativity, and the self-motivation, and also happiness. Are we doing something to remove our happiness? So the next important point is to identify our own weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. Even myself have weaknesses. You have weaknesses, right? We all have weaknesses. But the real concern is many of us have not identified our own weaknesses. I invite all of you to take few minutes without any disturbances and look at yourself to identify your own weaknesses. If possible, please write down your own weaknesses in a way that you can understand to have a workout plan. You can write it, but make sure that others can't understand it even by any chance if somebody else see it. When you write it, you can have a workout plan to come out from that weakness. Then only we will realize the waste has been created due to many of our weaknesses too. We need to invest our productive time to create a plan and implement the plan to overcome our weaknesses. It would not only eliminate waste. It would not only eliminate waste, but these weaknesses would convert these weaknesses to strengths of us. Friends, are we ready to change ourselves to a better person? So the number third challenge to find the great opportunity to change ourselves during these days is to love for learn. If we need to enhance our learning, more important necessity is to love for it. It is not necessarily to be a professionally qualified individual to be in it. It's our individual desire and willingness to be a changed human with learning. So the first point which I am emphasizing is refresh. The first thing what we need to do is to refresh our existing knowledge and skills. There is a great quotation comes to my mind. Smart people learn from their mistakes, but the wise people learn from others' mistakes. We can learn through our own experiences as well as from the experience of others. Are we really learning through others' mistakes or only enjoying it? We can spend time on articles. We can spend time reading some articles, write-ups, magazines or books to re-energize our existing learning. We can definitely find some of the required materials already available with us, which we couldn't refer over the past several years because we couldn't find time. Now this is the time. Now even we can have a quick glance through our past learning. Then we will quickly excel with our knowledge and our skills because it's the basic which is already within us. Refresh ourselves. It has become the foundation of us. It's the strength of us. If we spend at least a little time and energy on it, we would be positioning ourselves in a different level. The next point which I want to emphasize is finding new knowledge. Enhance our new knowledge is also important as it's the progression of a human life. We can start with finding any interesting topic to you, which will be a value proposition to ourselves. It could be something that help us to increase our knowledge, our skill, or even our behaviors and attitudes. Find something. You can find anything which you interest. You will agree with me. This is the great opportunity being created due to pandemic situation to acquire new knowledge. Don't miss it. So the next fourth challenging step for the process to identify the great opportunity to become a great individuality by challenging ourselves during these days is to grow ourselves. If we need to grow, we need to invest on self-development. Invest on self-development. We should focus our own strengths to be a master on it. Also work with our weaknesses to convert those into our new strengths. Since we have got this opportunity to spend quality time to invest on self-development, we have to use same to our maximum. Make it your passion. It is important, friends. When you grow, it's very important that we enlighten others through our increased human values. But to enlighten others, we have to be an example to others. Before we enlighten others, we have to set examples by ourselves. Therefore, first we have to develop these values within us before we enlighten others. I do not need to explain the necessity of fostering universal core values, which is the prime obligation of all of us, which is mainly on integrity, discipline, and justice. There are so many core values, which is the prime obligation of us, right? So what we have to do is think of even the core values, because these values add to development opportunities for us, because it's the opportunity given to us right now. Dear friends, just take some time and think of the values which do many changes within ourselves and during the same time changing others. What's important here is to do a self audit to identify our own position on these key values. If you are weak on these values, we better work seriously. We better work seriously to develop the same. Many of us have not identified the real potential available with us. If you do a deep self-evaluation, we would be surprised to see the level of our own underutilization. If we need to identify our real potential, we need to develop our values in many areas as much as possible. Thereafter, we have to do a review. We have to do a review to see our position or the real outcome. If we can be in any value addition in physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, or even aesthetic, do it, because it may take us to a different level in our success life journey. Look at yourself to see the hidden giant personality within you. After these sessions, you go to the mirror and look at yourself. You will see a giant personality within you. Identify the hidden potential. So the fifth important point here is the final challenging stage here, our ability to bounce back. It is really important, friends, how best we can bounce back. Every champion has gone through many challenges, but their success is because they have come up stronger. I can tell you a large list of names from the world, including our own countries. The great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., or great politicians like Abraham Lincoln, Nelson Mandela, even the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and great scientists like Thomas Alva Edison and Albert Einstein, a great sportsman like Michael Jordan, Roger Federer, Michael Phelps. I can continue to give many names like this. They all were like you and me. No difference. Actually, many of them were in situations worse than you and me. Some of them had locked down in dark prison cells. Dark prison cells. Then why can't you and me succeed in our lives to be in greatness? Believe in you, because you can, I can, we can. I invite you to read many life-winning stories as much as possible. Share those stories with your friends and family members. Share positive thoughts and stories in social media too. Because we all should strongly believe and should have self-confidence, as you can, as I can. If you think and believe in yourself, you can do it, friends. The next, yes, the important point is, as we all are human beings, we all should create a value in our life to leave behind us. The question is, are we ready to leave a legacy? People who leave a legacy, they live in the hearts of the people even after their death. This is the great opportunity for all of us while living within a restricted environment, in order for us to work for the betterment of our own development to be a better human being. Because, friends, we all should believe that comeback is always greater than the setback. Believe in that. We all can come back, because it's always greater than the setback. So this temporary restricted environment we are living these days due to this pandemic situation is a great opportunity. Dear friends, remember the simple five-step challenging process I shared with you. Cell go. Number one, first is clean. Clean your environment, clean your table or your electronics, especially your mind. Clean your mind. 2, eliminate waste. Eliminate a waste of your time, especially your self-energy. Don't waste your self-energy. 3, love to learn. Learn to refresh yourself and also acquire new knowledge and skill to be a different individuals. 4th point, grow. Grow with your self-development. Enhance your human values and find ways to identify your hidden potential. Finally, opportunity to bounce back, to own the great opportunity in our life. It's our decision whether to miss it or to accept it. If you think, if you plan, and if you act now, after this pandemic period, you will be in a champion. You will be definitely a champion individual to yourself, just like the butterfly. You will think of to be a beautiful butterfly, adding value to the world by going through a difficult transformation in a cocoon. You remember my story at the beginning, the life cycle of a beautiful butterfly, the transformation happening to the caterpillar being in a restricted cocoon to become a beautiful butterfly. Friends, this is a great opportunity you and me got. during this situation. Find the great opportunity ahead of us to be a great individual. Believe in you, because you can do it. You can do it. Thank you. And friends, let me take a few questions. In fact, I saw that few questions, and also in fact the attendance is in full capacity, and we get a lot of messages also in WhatsApp.
Dr. Jeewantha, can I just read a question?
Yes.
Thank you. People are different from one another. Can the 5 steps challenge be applicable to all?
Let me get the question back, Ruchira.
I'll just read it again. People are different from one another. Can the 5-step challenge be applicable to all?
Yes. Yes. People are always different. Basically, I would explain it in people get different due to 3 reasons, right? In fact, in order to understand to all of you all, I'll explain these 3 points why the people are different in simple 3 E's. First E is on education. So I'm not meaning on education as only on formal education. Even learning from mistakes through experiences, and people get different due to education, learning, because learning is a behavioral change. So how best that we are going to identify the difference through education is important. First E. The second E of this differentiation of people is through the experiences of people. The people gone through different experiences in their lives, maybe by themselves or through his friends, right? Then the third E of differentiation of people is on their environment, maybe on themselves and their surrounding, their family, their friends, their relatives, their neighbors, or due to their cultural differences. So the people are different from one to another due to these 3 E factors. So the education, experience, and environment. Now the question is, how best that this differentiation is being taken benefit of this 5 concept? Truly we can. Even to a simple housewife, to a professional, to just a student or a line member, you can apply this 5-step concept, because number 1 is clean yourself, clean your mind, clean your surrounding. Second step is eliminate waste of time, waste of your self energy. Number 3 is love to learn. So the learning is important in any life, right? Learning is not only on qualification. Please mind yourself, think yourself. It's not only on qualifications, right? It's a behavioral change. Learning is behavioral change. So learning and to refresh your knowledge and acquire new knowledge. The 4th point which I explained is grow yourself on self-development and increase your values. It is really important. Then 5th is find the opportunity. Irrespective of the level you are, you can find opportunities. I think I answered the question.
Thank you, Dr. Jeewantha. And we are having many questions, so if we could have a little short answers for all of them. The next question is, how is point 1, which is clean yourself, different from clean your mind?
It's yourself is, I meant from the example I meant was how best that we clean ourselves, the physically, because there's a connection of physical and mentally. If somebody is not clean themselves, and definitely his mind would not become clean. So that's the very short answer. How we are going to differentiation your own cleanness and your own mind cleanness. So the physical as well as your mental, as well as in emotional cleanliness is really important.
Thank you, Dr. Jeewantha. The next question is, how to remove the negative thought from your subconscious mind?
Yes. Number one, first very important thing is for you to understand that you can remove it. You have to think yourself. You have to believe in yourself, right? Negative concept which is in your subconscious is within you, but only thing first thing is that you have to believe that you can remove it. Then you have to have a workout plan. I'll tell you, anything which has become a habit can be removed. Only thing, start is the difficulty. If you just start, the initial phase would be a little difficult. But if you just think that you want to change yourself and removing your negativity within you, you have done 50%. And then you have to have a workout plan. It very rare that you see people to go through medication or rather going for counseling and for consultation. Very rare you get, but majority of the people, especially whom has been referred to me for psychological assistance, can be recover from themselves. So how you are looking at yourself, identify yourself and start thinking that you can, then the 50% is done, then think of yourself how you're going to convert those. You have to write it down and have a workout plan.
Thank you. The next question is, I'm combining two questions. How can you relate to great opportunities, and how do you grab those opportunities?
Yes, a great question. Only thing, you will not see the opportunities right on your desk or on your lap. You have to find the opportunities. Sometimes the opportunity is on your table, on your way forward, in front of you, but you won't see it. You won't see it. Because the thing is, if you are in a mental block, you won't see the opportunities. This one very important thing is remove the mental block. There are a lot of things. If you want to refer, you can search on Google and find those. How you should remove your mental block, or breaking boundaries, breaking the glass ceiling, is really important to remove this self restriction of identify these opportunities. When you then only you see the opportunities, but only thing, you shouldn't have the fear of failure. Sometimes you will not see that event or the occurrence as an opportunity. You have to grab it. You have to accept it as a challenge. Face the challenge. Then you will convert that difficulty, that challenge, the most difficult thing, convert to a process, as an opportunity to your own life. So believe in yourself. All challenging points create an opportunity. Accept it.
Thank you. The next question probably must be running through a lot of minds because it is very relevant to the current situation. How can this period be used by an employee if he is not sure of retaining the position after the pandemic is over?
Very true. Sometimes you will be having this doubt. First thing is, be sure yourself and looking at the positive ways of being there. Suppose you have to be excel yourself to be an important person among the whole lot. So even during these days, think of how you're going to be that important person of your organization, to be in the retain lot. To be in the retain lot. The next point is how you are going to develop or find opportunities for other avenues. If one door is closed, you can find any number of doors. The only thing, that's what my presentation is totally focusing on. Find the opportunity. There can be enough of opportunities. If you are in really a critical situation where you are 100% sure that your current employment is in question, then still you can find opportunities. But only thing, you have to be an extraordinary person you can be. So this is the time that to convert yourself to be an extraordinary person. Go through this 5-step process. End of the process, you will become an extraordinary person. You, in order to show that you are an extraordinary person, that is the most critical thing, because you have changed, you have become an extraordinary person, but your boss doesn't know, the outsider doesn't know, any other organization doesn't know. Then best thing is, even use social media, use some write-ups through your learnings these days. When you go through this 5-step process, you can find a lot of avenues to be a different person. Show the world, maybe through social media, maybe through while talking to your immediate superior in the institution, how best that you are going to create differentiation even to your organization. So organization will identify, your organization will identify you as a person who is really important to retain within your organization. I think I have answered, Ruchi.
Thank you. One of the question is the childhood experiences becomes schemata, that's the reason for the negative automatic thoughts. How can you change the negative automatic thoughts? I guess he means the subconscious negative thoughts.
Yes, yes. There are two ways of doing it. One is that we ourselves can do it. Only thing, number one, very important point is how best that we are going to identify the negativity within us. As I explained to you, the 3 E's, one E which I referred is the experiences. So the childhood experiences creating a lot of negative things within in our subconscious. So very important thing is identify it. When you identify, then you can have a workout plan. Always think of that you can get rid of it. And it is the very simple advice that I can give you. And the other thing is, there can be very few scenarios where they have to go for medication. Because I just want to tell you this, a very little percentage on this which refer to medication, because the thing is they have gone through these negative experiences with lot of pain. So when you are having experiences with lot of pain, it's little bit hard to remove from their psychological side. But still it's through a different process by professions. But even for you and me, we have gone through many childhood negative experiences. But only thing, first thing is we have to identify it. If you identify it, we can easily remove it. Identification is the 50% of the removal process. If you have identified number one, it's 50% done. Then you write down and have a workout plan. When you have a workout plan, you will definitely realize that you can do it. So it is really important to understand how best that you can apply what you have identified and to have a workout plan to differently accept it. So I know everyone can do it. It is up to us. How best that we are going to do it is you and me. So finally, I think Ruchi, we are on time, or you have another question?
We have time. So there is one, we'll take this last question and I'll just sum up a lot of questions which are there, which are revolving around the current situation of COVID-19, and that how we could upgrade ourselves and make this into a positive opportunity. Most of the questions are revolving around that. I see about 5 to 6 questions that are revolving around the same thing. So basically what they're asking is how to make this COVID-19 into a positive opportunity to upgrade our own selves.
Ruchita, definitely we can. We can. Because I'm referring, the problem is not COVID-19. Problem is what? We have to identify that. The problem is being restricted to our own selves. That is our problem, right? Because since we are restricted, and as humans that we don't like, because it's a challenge that our habits and our normal behaviors has been challenged. So how best that we are going to excel during this period? The taken the opportunity is. In fact, that's what I explained during my whole process. The 5-step process is for that. So starting from your important unclean is clean mind. Think of that you can do it. The positive mind energy. It is really important. So then don't waste. Waste your self energy is the crucial thing. So next is learning new things. Refresh yourself. So you to be a better person, and also to grow. Find opportunities for your self growth and growth on your personal values. And then if you go through these 4 steps during these days, you will find many opportunities. You will find many opportunities. Believe in me. I found many opportunities during these days, being restricted to home. Some are in professional opportunities, some are really emotional opportunities, some are physical opportunities, some are relationship opportunities. Opportunities not restricted to one area. You can find the opportunities in very many areas. Identify it. Challenges. Are we ready to accept it? Are we ready to accept it? I'll tell you one thing at last. Believe in yourself, because you can change. You can do it.
That was very inspiring, Dr. Jeewantha. Thank you so much and congratulations. And in the comment box, there are all praise.
Finally, let me express my special thanks to Rajesh Mehra ji for his great leadership and commitment. And also many thanks to Alliance LEARNATHON conceptualizer, my brother Anand Mehta, and also to my fellow great faculty. And also big thank you to all my dear friends who are in the webinar, attended the webinar, who took part in the webinar. I wish all of you to achieve excellence, taking the maximum through this great opportunity. Wonderful. You can do it. Believe in yourself.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jeewantha. It was really a pleasure listening to you, and I'm very sure all our friends would have benefited from your knowledge, not only lions but non-lions also.